No one likes stress, but it's actually a really important survival mechanism. So how does it work? Hi there, and welcome to Gimme 2. My name is Mark, and in this video, we will discuss stress in just 2 minutes. As with my other videos, if you want to go straight to the 2 minutes, which talks about the physiology of stress and what precisely happens during our reaction to stressors, that is time-stamped in the description. But if you stick around for a couple of minutes before that, I talk about a couple of important aspects of stress and how it can affect our lives. Quick note, this video will primarily discuss how stress works, and will not delve deeply into any of the solutions to the chronic stress that so many people experience today. Consulting health professionals and taking certain stress-reducing actions have been shown to reduce chronic stress, which, as will be discussed, is the bad kind. But what is stress? So, living things or organisms just want to survive. To stay alive, an organism's body, or brain in more complex life forms, monitors its functions, ensuring that everything, core temperature and hydration for example, remains within an acceptable range. This balanced state is called homeostasis. If something threatens to disrupt this homeostasis, the brain takes action to help the organism overcome this threat and return to homeostasis. This process of recognition and reaction is called stress. Most situations cause no or low stress reactions, but there are some events that can cause more intense reactions. Stress begins with the appraisal of a stimulus. An organism first assesses whether that stimulus is irrelevant, helpful, or threatening. If it's perceived as a threat, called a stressor, the organism performs another appraisal to determine the potential damage and the best course of action to overcome that threat. While not a formal subdivision, in the world of psychology, stressors are often categorized into 4 groups. Major life changes, like starting a new job, losing a loved one, getting married, etc. The Holmes and Ray Stress Inventory lists 43 examples of major life stressors. The second is traumatic or catastrophic events. These are unexpected events like hurricanes, tornadoes, or war zones, or other things that most people would consider to be threatening. The third category is hassles. These are everyday frustrations that accumulate over time. Think of annoying coworkers, traffic jams, or arguments. And finally, the fourth is ambient stress. This is low-level background stress, like uncomfortable temperatures, flickering lights, or crowded environments, which disrupt our natural relaxation. When we experience stress, our bodies go into overdrive, diverting resources to the systems that are critical for overcoming the perceived threat. Our body's short-term response, called acute stress, is helpful for dealing with or escaping from immediate challenges. In the 1930s, Dr. Walter Cannon described our reactions to these threats as the fight or flight response. As humans with advanced analytical abilities, we don't just react to immediate stressors. We also anticipate and therefore react to potential threats. As a result, these stress reactions can persist even when the threat isn't actually around. Staying in overdrive for too long can deplete our energy sources faster, leaving us lethargic, and can eventually become chronic stress, which physically and emotionally takes a toll on our well-being. Managing chronic stress to the extent possible is crucial. Poor long-term stress management can lead to a variety of issues, including anxiety, depression, poor sleep, weight gain, and the underperformance of neglected bodily functions. Activities like meditation, yoga, or cardio exercises have been shown to effectively lower our long-term stress levels. And seeking guidance from mental health professionals can provide personalized strategies for chronic stress management. So let's explore what exactly happens to us when we experience stress in the 2 minutes. Before we do, however, if you find this content helpful, enjoyable, or entertaining, please consider smashing that thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. This lets you stay up to date on similarly styled content on a variety of topics. It also really does help the channel grow and allows videos like these to reach broader audiences. But for now, let's get back to stress in the 2 minutes, starting now. A stress response is our body's reaction to stimuli that our brain perceives as threatening. When our brain processes the stressor, it activates our sympathetic nervous system, responsible for our fight or flight response. To immediately deal with this stressor, our brain releases epinephrine and norepinephrine from our adrenal glands and our sympathetic nervous system, which provide fast-acting responses. These hormones or neurotransmitters increase our respiratory and heart rates, delivering rapid nutrition to vital organs. They also direct more blood flow to essential areas like the brain for higher alertness and the muscles, improving functionality in response to the threat. As epinephrine is released, our brains also signal the adrenal glands to release cortisol. Unlike epinephrine, cortisol provides a more sustained response to stress. It mobilizes stored energy reserves, including sugar from non-carbohydrate sources, and constricts blood vessels around non-critical organs, redirecting blood flow to vital areas. It also breaks down bone tissue to utilize minerals like calcium or phosphate during the stress response. Stress reactions are intended to subside after overcoming the stressor, but can become damaging if they linger and become chronic stress. As noted, cortisol increases blood pressure and sugar, decreases bone density, and it revs up our immune system. If sustained, this can lead to circulatory, metabolic, bone, and immunity issues, and can harm peripheral systems as blood is directed away from those. Chronic stress also seems to damage the brain's prefrontal cortex, associated with mood and decision-making, which can lead to depression and addiction. As we are consistently in fight or flight mode, it also leads to heightened anger and fear, which can increase anxiety. And that is how stress affects us. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm actually not sure if enjoy is the word I would use for this topic, but I hope you found it helpful. I found learning what goes down with stress behind the scenes to be very enlightening, and I hope I was able to deliver that information clearly to you. Stress is really important when it comes to managing our long-term health, and many consider it to be one of the pillars of long-term health, alongside diet, exercise, and sleep, and maybe a couple of other things. Remember to try managing your stress through activities like exercise or meditation, or to speak to a mental health professional if that's something that would benefit you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in another video.